Imagine being in a relationship with him. He'd be so volatile.
I can't. I really can't. It'd be too intense. There'd be more than iPhones flying about the place. I can tell you that much.
Today we get Face Off, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
The next time we get Ghost Rider, Bad Lieutenant, Nicolas Cage, where he's snorting cocaine all the time.
Leaving Las Vegas, Nicolas Cage.
I want that Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that's the
he's
one.
So sad, but so fun.
Just drinking himself to death.
He's sad fun.
Yeah, he's fun sad.
He's fun sad, as in like you get pleasure out of him, and then he goes home and cries himself to sleep at night.
He's the BoJack Horseman style. Yeah, that's what he is. He's sad fun.
I need to watch that.
Oh, you do. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 41 of Straight to Series. My name is Connor.
And I'm Ian.
And welcome. We are more popular than ever now.
Ooh-wee. Thank you, coronavirus.
Thank you, coronavirus, for giving us the 1,000 follows on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. We're quitting our jobs. We're Insta-famous now.
We're officially too big for this now. Yeah. So we're moving on to bigger and better things.
We're going into the film industry now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there's no film industry.
No film industry.
Coronavirus.
Oh,
shit.
I'm now going to be the host of the Joe Rogan Experience. I don't know if you knew that.
It's still going to be called the Joe Rogan Experience.
It's still called it. I'm the new host, though. Ian's taking over Chris D'Elia's podcast.
Oh, big shoes to fill. Actually, Joe Rogan's even bigger shoes to fill.
Actually, you know what? I'd rather do your mom's house with. That's more my area. Tom Segura. He looks at some filth on that. Joe Rogan's.
He does.
Joe Rogan's a bit too cerebral for me. Although that's giving him too much credit.
Don't start him on weed.
Or D. What is it? Or what is the thing he's always talking about on Joe Rogan Experience? DMT. That's it.
He loves a bit of DMT.
Loves a bit of DMT.
Yeah.
Anyway, can we add those to the tags for the episode so we get the Joe Rogan viewers now?
Sure. Yeah. That's how it works.
That's how it works, baby. Yeah. Anyway, we are going to do a film podcast in which the film industry is dying currently.
Oh my God, it's non-existent.
Non-existent.
It's limping at the moment. It's so wounded.
Yeah. Speaking of wounded, have you started the timer?
Oh, no.
No, I'm wounded by that, by the fact that you have not started the timer.
I never start the timer.
Yeah, that's true. And that's why we go for an hour and a half instead.
There we go. We're on the clock.
We're on the clock, baby. But yeah, so the film industry is dying, but we still have been self-isolating and...
It's severely infected by the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And, I can't believe how far it's gone already, and it's probably not as far as it's going to go.
No, it's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
But listen, we'll still be doing the podcast.
Hell yeah. People need to be entertained.
They do. This is the time.
We're dedicated.
We're basically hoping that this is going to be our chance to grow as much as possible.
When people are at home, they have nothing to do but masturbate and listen to podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. This is our time to shine, baby. So we're going to do a film podcast and at a time when the industry is fucked and try and get more listeners.
Exactly. And we're going to try keep it entertaining.
Yeah, we're going to try keep it entertaining. There may be not very many news, but we may do some more themed episodes in the future.
We might do. Maybe we'll see.
We'll see. Throwback to some Got Juiced potentially.
Oh yeah, boy! And also we got a Bond special coming up.
We do. There's a Bond special down the line coming out, releasing the same day as No Time to Die was meant to come out.
Yeah. It's not going to stop us. The coronavirus ain't stopping us.
Coronavirus is not going to stop us unless one of us gets it. In which case, it will in fact
probably stop us. It may stop our lives. I've got asthma. It might stop my life.
Ian is at risk. I will probably be fine, and yet I am overweight, so therefore.
Hey, we'll see. You might have diabetes.
I may.
You only look like you got diabetes. I take that back. I'm sorry. That was really cruel.
That's all right.
That was really cruel.
The last time I saw my doctor, he was like, oh man, your cholesterol's a bit over the high.
What age are you again?
How old are you? Your cholesterol's a bit high. And I needed to get a check for when I was going to America. He was like, man, your cholesterol's high. And I'm like, that's
weird because I've been drinking butter every day.
Like every day, yeah.
Good cholesterol now because you know we talk about the healthy cholesterol as well.
You know the way you put butter on a pan and nothing sticks? I'm drinking butter so that nothing sticks, so it all goes down.
It all goes down really fast.
All goes down really easily. Yeah. No, but he's like, okay.
I got that on the Joe Rogan Experience. It's a new diet.
Yeah, new diet plan. No, there's no way Joe Rogan would promote that in his diet. If it doesn't have elk in it, why would he promote it? But yeah, he was like, yeah, your cholesterol's pretty high. Listen, I'm going to put you down as fine now, but come see me when you get back from America. And I was like, okay.
You got a weigh-in coming up.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to go. He's a bit busy now.
If you don't see it, it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So if you don't see those results, they don't exist.
On the sheet, he put me down as fine.
I live my life like that.
Yeah, exactly. I put me down as fine on the sheet, therefore I don't need to go. Besides, he's busy with coronavirus now.
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. office. Anyway, we are going to move on to box office.
Yeah, let's go to box office.
I hope that was shorter than our health cast that we did at the beginning of the
men's
podcast.
Health cast.
Men's health cast, baby.
Yeah, we talked about hairlines for like an hour.
I want to start writing for Men's Health. That's what I figured out after that. Yeah, I think our column in Men's Health will be great.
It'd be pretty decent.
We'd just be really worried about aging and everything.
Yeah.
Just a discussion back and forth. Anyway, speaking of worrying trends and things that make me feel sad, let's look at the box office.
It is non-existent, really.
It is.
On Wednesday, Onward made 61,000.
61? Do you mean 61 million?
$61,000. It's so bad. See, Bloodshot made $36,000. That seems about right.
That could have happened. Yeah, that could have happened now. Well before the coronavirus. I think if Bloodshot came out in 2005, it would have cleaned up. It would have cleaned up, yeah.
I think it would have, especially because comic books were really taking off. It was like, oh shit, it's a new thing. 2008, around Iron Man, where everyone was like, oh shit, comic book movies can be really cool.
Yeah, that's true. But then
then a Vin Diesel comic book movie. Actually, the MCU might not exist if that came out in 2008.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because it would convince people, holy shit, comic book movies are really cool with Iron Man. And there's like, Bloodshot, oh shit, actually comic book movies are still in development.
What's the next one? Incredible Hulk? I don't think I'm going to see it.
I'll sit this one out.
Yeah.
I'll sit this one out.
No, if Bloodshot came out around Ghost Rider, it would have. That is when you release Bloodshot,
because that's when studios were like, here, we can make any type of shit.
We can make any type of shit we fucking want.
And then they released Ghost Rider and said, we kind of can't make any kind of shit.
Yeah, put Nicolas Cage in it, make him do all this crazy stuff with his face when he's transforming.
Man, if he was in any sort of movie, if he's doing an animated movie, he's doing crazy stuff with his face. He wanted to be waterboarded for that animated one he did. What was that one? The Stone Age one? Oh, where they were like Stone Age people.
The Croods?
The Croods.
Is it actually?
Yeah, The Croods.
Oh, right.
So he's the lead in it.
Okay.
And Emma Stone, Ryan Reynolds. And there's a scene where he's like kind of drowning, and he came to the directors and was like, you could waterboard me. You could actually waterboard me. They're like, I don't think we need to do that. Could you just do some drowning noises? And he's like, waterboard me, motherfuckers.
Waterboard me. Put me in the water.
Such an intense individual.
He's a crazy guy. Yeah, Jesus.
Imagine being in a relationship with him. He'd be so volatile.
I really can't. It would be too intense. There'd be more than iPhones flying about the place, I can tell you that much.
Today we get Face Off, Nicolas Cage, and the next time we get Ghost Rider, Bad Lieutenant, Nicolas Cage, where he's snorting cocaine all the time.
Leaving Las Vegas, Nicolas Cage.
I want that Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that's the one.
He's so sad, but so fun.
Just drinking himself to death.
He's sad fun.
Yeah, he's fun sad.
He's fun sad as in like you get pleasure out of him, and then he goes home and cries himself to sleep at night.
He's the BoJack Horseman style. Yeah, that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's sad fun.
God, I need to watch that.
Oh, you do.
By the way, that's why we're talking about all this stuff, is because there's no box office news, but there's news that relates to the box office.
Yeah,
and it's the movie industry's, I guess, reply to the box office just almost completely shutting down. So now there's like this unprecedented move where we're getting. So all these movies that came out, like Onward, gets released digitally in like a week.
It's like 11 days.
Because Disney need to scramble to make some money. Now, Onward's a big release. This cost a lot of money to make. And let me actually see how much it made overall, because it really had no week that was unaffected by the coronavirus. Even its opening weekend was affected by the coronavirus.
You know what else didn't have a week unaffected by the coronavirus? Birds of Prey.
We'll get to that. Because that's a fun one. That's actually a fun one. I love DC for what they did.
Yeah.
But anyway, it made 100. So Onward made 103 million worldwide. This is the first big Disney movie, Pixar movie in a while now.
Yeah.
And since I'd say Toy Story 4.
Yeah, and we just got the trailer for Soul as well coming out. So
if that does come out this year, now,
probably
who
not.
knows?
Yeah.
Everything is up in the air now. It's so weird.
It's crazy. It's a crazy time to be doing a movie podcast.
Yeah, it is. But there's so much to not talk about and talk about.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's all shutting down, but that's also a great story within itself. You know, it's an interesting story, not a fun story, but so interesting and so intricate. Like, what the movie industry is doing now. So how they're replying to the whole box office shutting down and all the cinemas around the world shutting down is that now all these films are coming out on like video on demand.
Hey kids, have you heard of VOD? It's like watching new releases in your home.
That's exactly what it is. You rent a movie for like $20.
Yeah, basically. How would you like to spend cinema prices on a movie that just came out? no thanks. I'm okay.
But then again, though, if you're in self-isolation or you're you're with your family,
totally.
$20 for like 4 people watching the movie doesn't seem too bad. I guess if you really wanted to see that movie, like if you really wanted to see Bloodshot, shame on you, by the way.
Yeah.
But if you really wanted to see Bloodshot, you're like, fuck it.
I'll rent it.
Yeah,
you just finished your Fast and Furious Riddick Last Witch Hunter montage, and then now you're going like, what's his next?
What a marathon!
What's his next big franchise? Bloodshot,
baby.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I can't really judge because I've been buying / renting all the Bond movies on YouTube, so it's can't really judge people for wanting this video on demand stuff because there are some exorbitant prices on that website.
I know, but here, let me list off some of these movies because it's kind of scary. Like,
I will let you list off those movies.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The Invisible Man comes out like in a week or so.
Yeah.
The Hunt just came out last week. And it's so weird.
You saw it in the cinema, and that's the last time you'll be in the cinema in what, like?
In a while, in a good while. So Cineworld is like the big cinema chain in England and Ireland, and they shut down.
Yeah.
And the stocks are looking bad.
Plummeting.
They're saying that like the business could shut down completely.
Jesus.
Scary.
It is scary.
And I bought like a year's membership. Now it was frozen, but what about if they don't reopen,
What a waste.
I'm going to be a depressed young man.
Yes, you will.
Or old man.
Old man.
The Invisible Man comes out. The Hunt. When I seen The Hunt, there was barely anyone there. Now, I don't know if it was the popularity of the movie, because that might have something to do with it, just like Bloodshot. But I think I said it on the last podcast. I sneezed.
Yeah.
And just everyone stopped and looked at me. There was like a record scratch.
Yeah.
And they all looked at me, and I was like, oh shit, I cannot sneeze in public. Now, I only sneezed once. And also, that's not even a fucking symptom.
Did you catch it in the sleeve?
I felt it coming, so I got a tissue out and everything. So I had a preemptive strike straight into the tissue paper, and wiped my nose, put it back in, and then I just had this uneasy tension and realised, everyone's looking at me as if I'm a carrier.
Professional right there.
I've got coronavirus here,
Yeah. Hey, listen, I keep touching my face non-stop because I can't help doing it.
Face.
I've always loved touching my face.
A good old eye scratch here and there.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting all this. You can't see it because I'm facing this way deliberately, but there's a lot of... I look like I have a black eye at some stages.
Yeah, sometimes you can get rubbing it there.
Rubbing on it.
Definitely coronavirus.
Definitely coronavirus. Definitely.
No matter what happens, I've cleared my throat the other day and had to tell my mother it's not coronavirus.
It's not coronavirus.
Like, relax. I just inhaled some food. Relax.
Yeah, I'm always drinking and then I'll swallow. I'm just always... End of statement. I'm always drinking. No, but I'll drink something and it'll go down the wrong way. Happens all the time. Because I'm always like trying to talk and drink at the same time because I can't stop this from moving. And I'll end up coughing and everything. And now whenever that happens, everyone's kind of like, I hope he's not coming towards me.
Yeah, I know. I always feel like I inhale my food.
Yeah, me too.
That's how I chew.
Me too.
Just inhale.
People are like, do you get indigestion? It's like, no, but I do get that hard feeling in my chest where it feels like something's trying to come back up. They're like, that's indigestion. No, that's just what happens after you eat.
No, that's coronavirus now, though.
Oh, it's coronavirus now?
It's coronavirus now.
Okay, that makes more sense.
You're riddled.
Absolutely riddled.
Breathe that way, please. But anyway, I wanted to say... So The Invisible Man, The Hunt, Bloodshot is coming to VOD, and I think on iTunes and YouTube and all like that you can rent.
Do you think The Invisible Man is going to be the last big success of 2020?
Do you know, I was looking at this, and I think what's crazy is Bad Boys 3 is going to be the top box office film for, like, it might be the whole summer depending on how it goes. And it made 400 million, which is like really good for that movie because it cost 90 million to make. But like that was never going to be number one for months on end. Like, most likely I would say Onward, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would say Onward. And maybe Sonic if it came out in China, because I feel like that's a China movie.
It is a China movie, yeah.
I really think the Chinese would eat that up.
They love Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Well, they just... Also, it's a video game movie.
Can we put the banner down where Connor makes sweeping statement about China? Can we just pop that
Jim
banner
Carrey.
up? They love Jim Carrey.
What did he dislike?
What do they dislike? Movies that start... Never mind. You know where I was going with that.
I know. I'm trying to set you up.
No thanks. No thank you.
Trying to walk you into a blanket
John
statement.
Boyega. Anyway,
The Way Back, by the way, Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Handsome Ben Affleck.
We have a thing to talk about. So Ben.
Wait, will we get into it? Will we list this off, or do you want to get into it now? I know you're dying to...
Let's wait. We'll wait.
Connor's Gossip Corner can come next. Well, let's do it next.
We had a moment this week that was truly magical.
If I had a mug, I would have dropped it. If I had a plastic cup, I would have broke it in my hand.
If it wasn't unhygienic and spreading coronavirus, I would have done a spit take.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wanted just water in one of those plastic cups.
Yes. So, I hate when people do this, but stay to the end of this video for when we talk about Ben Affleck, because we have big news for this guy.
Oh my God.
Also, like, subscribe, check us out on Instagram. We now have 1,000 followers. We could do with a few more.
Please do. Yeah, we do a lot of work on Instagram. We're also on Twitter, SoundCloud. And if you're listening, you can also watch, and there's loads of references that we throw up on the YouTube videos in case you don't know what we're talking about.
It's true. The YouTube videos, if you can, are well worth a watch. And if you want... listen to it and then watch it. You know, listen. We could always use the views. Argue. Yeah, we need to get those views up on YouTube, baby.
Oh, we sure do.
So we can start making those big bucks.
Oh, the big bucks.
I'm kidding. This is never monetized. We swear too much in it.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. And sweeping statements.
Fuck as well.
Women. I mean, what? Sorry, I was being myself there for a second.
Yeah.
Let me reel that back in.
The second we get big, I seriously want to have a banner where it says Connor's sweeping statements about China, and then I want
blanket statements from Connor,
and I want someone to list them all, just all the things I've said that China love, and then just
cancelled, fucking cancelled, hashtag cancelled.
One day if we
hashtag just for Harvey. And what are we talking about?
we were talking about the way back.
The way back, is on its way back, not to cinemas but to the small screen. In fact.
And funny enough, I'm more likely to watch it now, I will say.
Me too.
Yeah. Because go ahead. I want to support my new best friend, Ben Affleck.
I know. Yeah. Frat man.
Yeah, just so I can meet his... Well, let's not get into it yet. But, Oh, Ben. Oh, you've turned it around, haven't you?
And The Gentleman's coming out soon.
Yeah.
But the best one is Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
Because Warner Brothers did this thing that I love. So Birds of Prey has been out for quite some time before the coronavirus really made an impact. I don't think it affected anything to do with the box office when it comes to anything outside of China.
Well, it came out in February, so
exactly.
A while ago.
Yeah, it's been out for a good few weeks. Didn't do well.
Yeah.
Kind of bombed. I would say it kind of bombed.
It kind of bombed. Basically, all the studios were around the water cooler who were being affected, and they're like, man, this coronavirus is really killing our movie releases. And then Warner Brothers walked up and said, man, guys, that's so true as well. Jesus, Birds of Prey had a terrible opening, only released it
Good reviews.
Good reviews, but man, listen, like no one's coming to see it because of this coronavirus.
Good reviews. Margaret Robbie.
Yeah.
Coronavirus, got us on the hop.
It really stung us there with those box office returns, and someone's like, didn't it come out in February? Early February, in fact. I think
it's out a few months.
No.
Let's not get into specifics.
Listen, hopefully we can make some profit on VOD, but
because that's why.
Yeah,
it's his franchise starter. By the way,
we know people are scrambling for it, so
Aquaman.
we want to get it out there. Aquaman made $1 billion. Birds of Prey must make $1 billion.
Yeah, it got better reviews than Aquaman.
That was in the cave painting that we do every day. Aquaman $1 million, Birds of Prey equals $1 billion, obviously.
Joker $1 billion.
Harley Quinn $1 billion. Harley Quinn related to Joker. Batman characters in it equals $2 billion. $2 billion.
I like this.
Birds of Prey equals Endgame?
Oh,
yeah.
I like it. It. Female Endgame.
Female Avenger moment Endgame equals Birds of Prey equals billions
equal Avatar
equals
worth money.
What is going on? But
I don't know, but either way, man, coronavirus fucked them, and now it has to come out in VOD and make some money.
It was the coronavirus who didn't. That's why Birds of Prey didn't succeed. I just
love how Warner Brothers did this. They just threw it in there. Oh, we're going to release that early as well.
Everyone's like, oh man, Bloodshot, Invisible Man, The Hunt, they're all getting slaughtered in the box office. They're not coming out. And Birds of Prey! Don't forget Birds of Prey!
What is it called?
Birds of Prey!
They've already tried to rename it, by the way.
Say, Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey!
Birds of Prey and what's it? Harley Quinn
and the
Fantabulous.
No, it was Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. Harley Quinzel. It was Harleen Quinzel, I believe.
Really?
I think so. And then it got turned into Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. Yeah.
And then it got turned into VOD.
Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. What title do you think it's going to get in VOD?
I think they're gonna. I don't know. Yeah. I think they'll revert back because then they'll go back to like, hey, look, you know what? It just didn't work out because of coronavirus.
Do you remember Edge of Tomorrow? And now it's called Live, Die, Repeat.
What?
I never understood that. It's such a terrible name. It's such a terrible change for a great movie.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, I don't even dislike Live, Die, Repeat as such, but it was called Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah. Edge of Tomorrow is a much better name.
It was also called All You Need Is Kill.
All You Need Is Kill. That's what the manga it's based on. Yeah, which is such a cool name.
It's a very cool name, but I can see how it might be difficult to sell.
It's totally a manga name as well.
What's it about?
You can't name a Japanese movie about... I don't even know if it's Japanese.
It's like 50-50 was called I'm With Cancer.
I'm With Cancer, yeah.
What a bold name.
I only just watched that movie very recently as well. Very good. Yeah, it's really good.
And when... Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually shaves his head. He's really shaving his head. So if you fucked up that take...
Yeah, man. That'd be so bad. Yeah. It was a really good moment when he shaves his head as well.
And it's written by the director who also had cancer and lived through it. And like it was kind of autobiographical.
It's pretty weird.
Autobiographical?
Yes, that is the phrase.
That is the word.
I love, by the way, when the girlfriend comes back in and she's trying to win him over again and Seth Rogen's there and he's like, what? You're a fucking bitch. What are you talking about?
Really good role for Seth Rogen, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great role for Seth Rogen.
He's just Seth Rogen.
Yeah, but he's great as well.
He's really good.
He's like he's using the cancer to get laid, but then when this girl fucks over, he's like, "You're a bitch. What are you talking about?
Get the fuck out of my life."
I love that. And then when Joseph Gordon-Levitt has the breakdown in the car, it's so good.
It's so good. I have to watch it again because I haven't watched it. I've only seen it once. And it came out a long time ago now.
It's a very good movie.
It is a really good movie.
Very good movie. Surprisingly good.
Yeah, and then the guy went on to make Warm Bodies, which was okay.
You know,
okay,
not great.
That's the kind of movie where you're like, well, the coronavirus fucked us, so now we're actually going to digitally release it. So
listen, we're going to re-release all the Divergent movies because the coronavirus got in the way.
It was in the works at the time. It was in the works.
So Percy Jackson got fucked in the coronavirus.
That was going to be a 5-film franchise.
It was. I've read all the Percy Jackson books. Love the series. Didn't like the movies.
Dylan O'Brien. No, it's not Dylan O'Brien. Logan Lerman.
Logie Lermy.
The cheaper Dylan O'Brien, I would say.
And a young Rosario Dawson.
Oh, I don't mind an old Rosario Dawson.
I don't mind an old.
I'll take any Rosario Dawson.
I like a True Detective Rosario Dawson.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's one lucky son of a bitch.
Oh my God.
In that scene. Yeah.
I dip my toe into that pond. I would eat from that plate.
I would
hoover that carpet. I don't know where I'm going with this. I would sit on that couch.
I would fuck Woody Harrelson to know that I have fucked someone who has fucked.
I would give him a blowjob because I'm tasting her. Okay, moving right along. Review.
Along. Yeah, we'll move to a review. Anyway,
speaking of herpes, we watched Contagion.
We watched Contagion to really freak us out at this trying time in our world's history. I lost that at the beginning, and then it came back around.
I'm impressed.
I got that again. Yeah. I thought I'd lost that completely.
You still sounded lost, even when you completed the sentence, though, I'll tell you that.
I didn't know where we lived. I was like, countries, no. Planets, no. World. That was
we do live on the world.
We do.
In the world?
We live in the...
Of the world?
We are children of the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, we watched Contagion. Contagion is a movie that came out in, I want to say, 2011.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds right. Steven Soderbergh.
Steven Soderbergh. Yeah, 2011. And this movie is so scary. It's after having a resurgence in popularity.
I remember it came out to kind of mixed reviews. Like, I remember people talking. I remember reading reviews, I think in Empire magazine and like Total Film, where everyone's like, star-studded cast with great performances, but it's misleading. In terms of the plot.
Also, it's an anti-Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
If you look at what is advertising, it's like pandemic, world pandemic, a virus like just riddles the entire world. Yeah. But then it actually just takes a real true to nature scientific route.
Yeah.
And people are like, what the fuck is this? It's like when someone actually gets shot in a film.
Yeah.
And when there's no squib, there's no burst of blood and all like that. You're like, but that's more realistic.
Yeah.
But you're so used to digesting Hollywood films, and you're like, that's not how things go. That's not how people really fight.
It's like when you're watching the D-Day scene in Saving Private Ryan, and the guy's just there, and his hands are shaking, and he's trying to hold his guts in and everything.
Oh my god! Yeah, I hate that scene. I'm like, it just looks like spaghetti.
I was only talking recently about
like, I love the scene, but I hate the scene as well because it's so visceral.
It's so visceral.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna dream about this tonight.
That movie makes.
How's that gonna work into my sex dream?
I don't know, but it'll find its way in.
It'll find its
way in, baby.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, or maybe it's the solution. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? No, but that movie gave me a severe fear of being stabbed from the scene, you know, when he's
oh my god,
like, no, and he's like,
shh, and it enters. It just, the way it enters is so intense. It gave me indigestion. You know what I mean?
I think I'd rather be shot than stabbed. Definitely.
I don't know if I'm getting shot in the head and I'm not living. Like, I'm getting shot in the head, back in the head. Yes, please.
Yeah, if we're talking about like a non-lethal, like I'm gonna get injured, I think I'd rather get shot because a knife would like.
Yeah, death by 1,000 cuts. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
But I think I'd rather be shot. But anyway, a shot would be a quick thing, which is what most people like, and it would be exciting. Yeah. Unlike Contagion, which is not very exciting, but very good.
But very good. I actually really enjoyed the movie.
Me too.
But I text you 10 minutes in, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I've got the coronavirus and I'm going to die.
Yeah.
It's so scary. Here, the similarities. So the writer did, actually, I want to even name drop the writer, Scott Z. Burns.
Yes.
Or Scott Z. Burns. Mm-hmm. What would you say?
Scott Z. Burns, yeah.
Scott Z. Burns.
Scott Z. Burns. Where is he? Scott Z. Burns?
Written by Scott Z. Burns. He did an immense amount of research. And if you watch this movie, this is 9 years ago, the similarities will scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So, like, it starts with what they think the coronavirus originated from, a bat.
Yeah.
So that's one thing it's kind of scary how they even predicted that, but
it is scary.
At the same time, that is supposed to be like the source of a lot of viruses.
Yeah.
It's
stupid fucking bats.
The way it spreads as well, a lot to do with touch and like touching your face. Then so
they talk about social distancing in the movie.
They actually use the words social distancing.
Yeah. Speaking of, we're making sure that we're
if I can kick you, you're too close. That's what I've been saying to people.
Well, we play footsie under this table every time. Like, no one ever knows.
When you see a creepy smile on my face, you know what's happening.
You know what's happening. When you see me,
I'm getting a
like
foot job.
You know exactly what's happening
mashing
there.
It.
Yeah, when she's mashing it. Yeah, she does that.
The similarities though are so freaking scary.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Right, so there's the way it's passed. Oh, it originates in China.
Yeah. Not that it's a Chinese virus like Trump says. Have you seen that clip?
No, I haven't. But
came from China.
China. I have seen that clip. Yeah. Have you seen the one where he flicks the paper as well?
Oh my god!
Is that when he's calling like fake news or something like that?
Fake news.
And then 10 minutes later, he's like, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Unlike his hair, that's not a real thing.
That is not a real thing.
It might be alive though.
Might be alive. But yeah, this movie has a star-studded cast.
Oh, this cast is just it's ridiculous.
Marianne Cotillard,
the most beautiful French woman I've ever seen in my entire life.
Eva Green.
I still pick Marion Cotillard.
Really?
Cotillard. Eva Green, right? Eva Green is fucking dirty. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I would hoover that carpet, but I think that carpet's already filthy. Marion Cotillard, I'm like, I'm not worthy. Honestly, I'm like, what would you like? Can I lick the soles of your feet?
Master.
Please let me feast on your toenails. Like, she's so beautiful. Like, she's got this regal thing about her. Like, I mean, I would not have sex with her. I would make love to her.
You are going to change your tune when we get to Casino Royale. You're going to change your tune.
Oh, man, I'm very aware of how sexy Eva Green is, though. Honestly, I would also lick the soles of her feet.
I tell you what, we're gonna investigate this and we'll come back to it at some stage. We'll get up some pictures. We'll do some comparisons. We'll see if we can figure it out.
But like Marion Cotillard, I don't know. If I had sex with Marion Cotillard, in my head, I'd be just like, please make her pregnant. Please make her pregnant. Because then she's attached to me from her entire life.
Yeah.
I'm attached to her.
Yeah, you're linked at the hip. Yeah, true son.
And please let the kid have her genes, by the way.
Yeah. No, you don't want this kid to have any, of your...
no genetics at all.
No, you just want the link to Marianne.
And then you just have this tall, dark, handsome kid.
Yeah.
And I'd be like... Oh, it's probably she probably fucked someone else, and that's whose kid is like Ben Affleck or some shit like that. He
comes out black, but you're still insisting it's your kid.
Oh yeah, it's my kid. Yeah. I'll pay that. I'll pay the child support just to be attached to you for life.
Yeah. Anyway, we got through one of the cast lists there, but Marianne Cotillard, Matt Damon.
Oh, I would lick the soles of his.
Really? Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne, I'd eat his toenails.
Oh my god.
Jude Law, I'd suckle at his teeth. Gwyneth Paltrow, I'd put one of the eggs she shoves in her vagina in my mouth.
Oh yeah, that candle vagina thing.
Kate Winslet, I've seen her naked too many times. Not interested.
Kate Winslet. Oh, fun fact about Kate Winslet. I read that, you know, in Titanic, I'm sorry, just veering it off for a second.
Yeah.
But you know the drawing that Jack does?
Yeah.
Supposedly Jim Cameron did it himself.
Really?
James Cameron did that. Can you imagine where he's like, I'm gonna try you naked. I just love that, because that would be like a private session, I'd imagine. Yeah. And she's like, can I not send you a photo? And he's like, nah, I need you in the studio.
That's got a bit of a Michael Bay wash my car energy to it, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
I can imagine you know, she wakes up 6 a.m, call sheet, blah blah blah. She gets to the studio. Where's everyone? And it's just him and a notepad.
No, it just says okay, hair, makeup, drawing with Jim Cameron.
Yeah.
What is that?
There's no one in the studio.
Yeah.
It has a very Harvey Weinstein-esque feel to it. But anyway,
he flicks on the lights.
That he drew that.
Yeah,
he drew that. Cool. Like, I just feel like surely they had a private session.
Yeah, there's got to be something. It's like in Inglourious Bastards, where it's his hands.
It's Quentin Tarantino.
It's Quentin Tarantino's hands choking.
I forget her name.
Yeah.
Shit.
I can't remember her name either.
Girl that gets choked.
Yeah, choking her because he was like, there's a certain way that
Diane Kruger?
Diane Kruger.
Come on!
Well done.
I had to go through the archives there.
Yeah, you did. You were flicking through it like it
was now I'll struggle to say my own girlfriend's name, but I'll get Diane fucking Kruger, who hasn't starred in something in years.
It's like an early 80s spy movie where they flick through things really quickly and then they pull out one file, you know?
Yes, I got it.
Got it. Yeah, that's what it's like trying to remember a name on this show. But because he said like there's a specific way their eyes bulge when you're really choking them. That's what he was going for, and I was like,
so you know if you're
how do you know that?
Exactly, that's it. These hands have been around many women's necks. That's what he's pretty much saying.
Listen, just come over here for a sec.
Him and Harvey Weinstein close friends for a long time. He produced like all his early films.
Yeah, they did.
Interesting.
Come over here.
I say he shared some stories.
How do you know that? You know, you just want to put your arm around him and just be like, how do you know that?
And I feel like Quentin Tarantino would do a line of coke and tell you exactly how he knows that.
Yeah, he's got a
so many details.
Very unique anecdote about how he knows that. But listen, let's move on. Bryan Cranston, before he was a big time guy.
I think he was making Breaking Bad by 2011.
He was making it, but I don't think it was as big as it. Like Breaking Bad was at its best in its last season.
When did it start filming?
I don't know. I will have.
When did it come out?
What year is this?
It ended around 2015, I want to say.
Let me have a look. See, I will check on my
Quick
mobile device. Breaking Bad began in 2008, finished in 2013. So
it would have been a big deal by then. Like, you're talking season 3. Is this like around Drive as well, where he just starts showing up in everything?
Yeah. Oh man, when did Kong come out? That was after Breaking Bad, wasn't it? Or not Kong, Godzilla.
That
was 2015.
Where you thought he was going to be in the entire movie,
and then he's killed off in like the first.
Yeah, he's like the best actor in the movie.
Yeah. And then Aaron Taylor Johnson is married to his sister in it.
Oh, Caitlin Olsen. Yeah. Not Caitlin Olsen.
The other Olsen.
Someone Olsen. Elizabeth Olsen.
Jesus. Yeah, scrolling.
Had to go through the house. I remember not that Olsen.
Yeah.
Go through them all.
All right.
Do you know when I checked out of that movie? I don't know if I've ever told you this story.
Yeah.
There's a scene where Aaron Taylor Johnson is walking down these train tracks.
Yeah.
And some shit is going down.
Yeah.
And he goes on the radio and goes, "Is everything clear up there?" And all he gets back is, no! And he goes, "I didn't quite get that. Is everything clear up there?" I'm like,
what did you movie?
What did you not get?
But then,
where's Bryan Cranston?
But then did you check back in when Godzilla holds the mouth of that creature opens and shoots fire down his throat?
Oh my god, he nearly gave him a rock bottom. Like, I was like, is Godzilla gonna give him a stunner?
I'm surprised Optimus never did that in Michael Bay's Transformers movies. Open up a guy's mouth and just shoot straight down into his stomach.
And then I love that Godzilla just gets exhausted and collapses.
Yeah.
And then he stands up like a hero. Surely he stepped on many people when he was doing his hero walk back to the water.
Yeah, when he was edge walking back to the water.
Like, surely he stepped on many people where they're like, what a good guy.
Speaking of, he is this world's protector, you know. What is going to happen with Kong versus Godzilla? Haven't heard anything about that.
Who cares?
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, who cares?
Is Andy Serkis playing Kong again? I hope so.
Who cares?
I care. I love it.
I do. I love Andy Serkis, but he's not playing Kong. Well, he didn't play Kong in the last film.
I thought he did some Kong stuff in that film.
I think he was like a consultant on the first one, Skull Island, Kong Skull Island, which is not a bad movie.
Yeah, because, say it with me, everyone, if you have an ape in a movie, Andy Serkis plays him. Correct.
Yeah.
Unless it's the early 80s or 90s, in which case it's someone in a suit
and
doing
if
this.
You're playing a raccoon, Sean Gunn plays him.
Correct. Wow. Gold star for all of you.
And this leads us back to Contagion.
We got through one more person in the plot. There's only 2 more left, so that's another 15 minutes to get through them. Jennifer Isle and Sana Lathan. Don't know who those 2 people are.
I don't know. I went through the Rolodex, got nothing.
Got nothing there. Yeah, didn't even know how to pronounce their names, so that tells you everything. But yeah.
Honestly, this movie is so scary, though. Contagion... Yeah. I think it's a fantastic piece of work.
Yeah, me too.
I think it took a while. I think people had to... It's almost like a meditative kind of film where...
Totally.
You go into it thinking you're going to get... maybe not a Michael Bay type movie, but, you know, you're thinking disease rampant through the world. It's going to be action. Yeah. And then it's so realistic and scientific.
Yeah.
It kind of... You know, you kind of get a whiplash from it because you're expecting a type of pace and a type of acting and action that you don't receive.
You're expecting a disaster movie, but a disaster movie with a virus isn't dynamic.
If Roland Emmerich now had his hand in it, there's volcanoes. I don't know what this has to do with the virus.
The virus infects the lava, and the lava therefore bubbles up and blows up.
Then there's all of a sudden a massive earthquake. Woody Harrelson is spreading fake news.
John Cusack is trying to drive away in a limo that wasn't directed by Woody Harrelson, but still it wasn't directed by not Woody Harrelson, fucking Roland Emmerich.
He did direct that.
He did. 2012 was Roland Emmerich.
He makes the same movie every single time.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Who made Geostorm?
Roland Emmerich, I don't know actually, but that is so up his alley. I feel like he was a producer on it.
By the way, I think
the disaster guy.
I think Geostorm and the failing of Independence Day 2, that is the death of the disaster movie. I hope so.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, you know what did well though is San Andreas.
Yeah, but not very well, did it?
It did quite well. Like, it did quite well. I want to say it cost 125 million to make and made 450 to 60 million.
San Andreas made 400 to
around 450. You want? Will we look at this up? Because I look at this up.
We're going to.
Numbers are my strong suit, not words. Clearly,
no. And I don't have a strong suit. I have a weak suit. It's my body because it's so mushy.
Maybe your modesty is your strong suit.
Aw, maybe.
You're welcome. And your fat face. I'm sorry. I actually take that back straight away. Don't slag me, please.
Okay.
I'm an easy target.
I'll
a small and easy target. What are we looking up? San Andreas.
Yeah, I can't believe this movie did well.
I said 125 million and I said around 450, 460. Right?
110,
474.
Wow.
Ian, you stupid.
Wrong on both counts. You must feel like a fool.
I'm going to give myself a lashing later on.
Babe, and not the fun one.
Oh, no. Well, that's going to happen too.
That's true. You're going to give yourself the Paul Bettany lashing from
Hell yeah.
Da Vinci Code. Anyway, Contagion.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Contagion. Honestly, I think it's a great movie.
Check it out.
I really do. I'm a Steven Soderbergh enthusiast, even though he's kind of... He makes, you know, it's his eclectic taste in films.
Yeah.
The guy will make a super realistic pandemic movie and then make Magic Mike.
Yeah.
But then make Aaron Brockovich. But then make the Ocean's trilogy.
Yeah. He does whatever he wants.
He does whatever he wants, and he moves so quickly. This guy edits while filming. So like he'll do a day of production and edit at night. So it's almost halfway in. I think post-production's almost halfway done by the time the filming has ended.
That's so impressive.
It's so cool. And also he just dips into other things. Like he was a cinematographer on Hunger Games because he was like, okay, I'll help my mate Gary Ross.
Do that. Yeah, why not? But yeah, this movie is pretty top notch. And if you want a movie that's genuinely going to scare you, while you're talking about the coronavirus and while this is happening, this is a good horror movie, really, now, you know?
It really, really is. I thought my sister is freaking out over the coronavirus, and I was like, you can't watch this. You won't sleep. No. You actually won't sleep for a week.
Yeah, it's a bad one if you're very worried about it, but if you want a good scare...
Oh, Jude Law plays a great bad guy in this.
He does. He's a real good arsehole in this.
They give him fucked up teeth, and it really works. I know it's so simple. You're like, let's make this handsome man look a bit ugly.
Yeah.
I know what they're doing, and I still really enjoy it because I'm like, I do dislike him more because of that weird tooth thing they give him.
That's it. Oh, the weird tooth thingy, like my gap, the gap in my teeth.
No, but it's like not as ugly as yours. No. I'm only messing. Sorry, I'm really giving you a hard time.
You're ripping into me this time.
You look like Madonna in a good way.
Well, thank you.
As long as you don't have Madonna hands.
I have those old hands.
Yeah, because Madonna like this. Yeah, I always say that to my girlfriend. Whenever she washes her hands, it gets really dry, and I'm like, I feel like Madonna's giving me a hand job. And not in a good way.
Some people would like that still for some reason.
Yeah, but I mean, let's not talk about those people because they don't matter.
They don't matter. No, they don't.
They don't matter. Honestly, Contagion, I actually loved it watching it because it scared me so much. And there's no real lead in it. Like Matt Damon, you want to think is the lead, and it was definitely advertised as in Matt Damon is the lead. But there's so many stories going on, and I think it does it adequately because it's such a hard movie, I say, to navigate production-wise because you got so many elements. They got like Lawrence Fishburne is working on the virus and all, like cure. Even another thing that's supposed to be very realistic is they were struggling to grow the virus, and that's a big deal. And it's literally happening now where they were successful at growing the virus because that's the first step in creating a vaccine.
Yeah,
and they really go into that. And I read loads of reviews, and loads of scientists like commend it, going, "This is so realistic. This is actually." It's not. It's not a Hollywood drama the way you think it would be.
Yeah. Loads of scientists commended it. Normal people went, "This is boring. I don't like this."
I'm watching Transformers again.
Yeah. Where's Optimus? "We must save the people." Now put your mouth on the end of my gun while I blow your head out.
Is he talking to
Megatron?
Megan Fox, and he puts the gun in deeper and then deeper. And Michael Bay's like, "You can go in another inch."
Yeah. She's like, "This is CGI. Why do I have to?
Why are we doing this? Open wider and shut up."
Yeah, good old Michael Bay.
He knows how to sexually assault a woman with a camera.
He does. He really does. And we were only complimenting him before the podcast, talking about Pain and Gain.
His one really glorious movie.
Yeah,
so Michael Bay.
I mean,
but in all the right ways.
Yeah, 13 Hours in Benghazi is also pretty great.
That's actually pretty.
Pain and Gain.
Maybe not when the sparkles start happening and all like the
spark. Pain and Gain. Ooh.
But I do actually like that movie.
Me too.
I'm surprised you watched it because not many people have seen that movie.
Yeah, I have. My dad really likes the movie.
John Krasinski is a tall glass of handsome, and I drink that all down.
He is, and I like that they don't try and make him this like overactive badass. He's kind of quiet and a bit
Roy's
like,
in it.
Yeah, he's what? Yeah,
Roy from The Office.
Roy, Roy's in it. Yeah.
Pam's husband.
Yes,
for quite some
time.
Fiance, indeed.
Yes, not husband.
That's when you really prove you've watched The Office.
Oh, I've seen The Office.
But Roy's in it, and he looks really good in it as well. Yeah. Not as much. John Krasinski pops. Yeah. That's the film where I was like, oh, I could see him as Captain America.
Or as Jack Ryan.
As Jack Ryan, yeah.
Mr. Fantastic, hopefully. Fingers crossed, everybody. He's interested. He's interested.
Me it now.
But, do you know him and the person who plays Pam? I can't think of her name now.
Jenna Fisher.
Yes, correct. Well done. That was.
I'm on a roll.
That was a quick one.
Don't ask me any more questions because I will get them wrong.
That was a quick one, though. Well done. Yeah. But him and Jenna Fisher were in a feud because I think they support different hockey teams or something like that. But anyway, at one stage, John Krasinski's team was doing really well, and he put up a video being like, "Hey, commiserations to Jenna Fisher," and he had invited the actor who played Roy to the game with them, and the two of them were sitting there at the game, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we just came to see the game together," you know. That's kind of like a fuck you.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's cool.
Anyway, watch Contagion if you want a really good scare at a time where the world is really scared.
And all the similarities to what's going on now, it really hits home.
Yeah.
Like you're going, oh my God, they got this right, and they got this right, and they got that right.
I've had to put some things out of my mind because this movie worried me so much.
I love the investigation of Ground Zero.
Yeah.
Where it began and Patient Zero, and then they do this. The direction's so good, and it's so truthful for right now.
Yeah.
Where Gwyneth Paltrow, who. Like, spoiler alert, we're already after spoiling a good bit of it.
Yeah.
She's like kind of Patient Zero.
Yeah.
And she's got a credit card. And the way the camera work, where she picks up her credit card and she gives it to the bartender.
Yeah.
And the camera follows the credit card because it's all about the germs being spread. And it follows it and she swipes it. And and they do that every once in a while with a few different characters where they'll touch something and the camera, the lead is the object, not the actual actor. So like Gwyneth Paltrow is not the lead in that scene. It's the credit card.
It's like in The Invisible Man where for some reason the camera will just pan into an empty corner. I love that.
And then your mind fills in the rest.
Exactly.
And I love that. And also, we were talking about Jude Law being the bad guy. Another thing that's really happening right now, all the misinformation. He's a blogger and he's making money out of it. He's all about the clickbait. So he's just spreading all these false rumors and lies. And some people, millions of people, because this is what happens, buy into it. And then they're risking, like, he's risking other people's lives, but he's very popular.
Very popular, yeah. By the way, if this movie was made in the 90s, when she passes the credit card, we would have zoomed in and there would have been a CGI, like bacteria spreading and everything, and then someone would take it.
It'd be all that. It'd be a drum machine, good like, vibrations.
It'd be like the opening of Spider-Man, you know, when it has like, and it's like the DNA connecting and everything.
Oh yeah, or like an X-Men movie. They always do that shit as well.
Yeah, I love it.
Definitely.
That's what it would look like.
Anyway, I like it. Good call.
We're gonna move on to movies that did come out in the 90s that we actually like. We got to him finally. Pierce Brosnan.
You beautiful human being.
He's a beautiful, beautiful man.
You know what? I need to apologize to him because I was going, okay, we're only going to get Goldeneye and then I'm going to be over him.
Yeah.
Man, Goldeneye kicked me in the nuts in all the right ways.
I watched Goldeneye first and I did it.
Then you watched it second.
A second
you
time.
Watched it twice.
For the first time, I watched a Bond movie twice. I enjoyed it that much. But I thought I had made a serious mistake because I hyped this movie up before Ian watched it. I was like hyping it and then I realized what I was doing and I was like, fuck, I may have just ruined it.
You hyped it so much. You walked in, we worked together, and in the morning you walked in and your smile was bigger than your head.
Yeah, I was
You were just like, oh, I watched Goldeneye.
Have you watched Goldeneye yet? Oh my god, it's so good.
I came so many times.
Yeah, two of the guys I work with were like, hey, will you describe the plot of Goldeneye? And I just ran through the whole plot.
You're like, I will gladly tell
you the plot of Goldeneye and a few of the quips. But yeah, Pierce Brosnan's first outing, and you know what? When people are like, Pierce Brosnan's my favourite Bond, because I used to say that. And that was because I was like...
We need to come clean, because we've actually been a bit snarky with someone in work who's kept saying, oh, have you got to the good ones? Have you got to the Pierce Brosnan ones? And we kind of look at each other and like, this uneducated fool.
This guy's clearly hasn't watched them all.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Shout out to Jerry, by the way.
Jerry was right. Pierce Brosnan is a fucking great Bond.
He is... fantastic.
Like from the moment he's on screen, he's like the best of Moore and Connery. Like he's brutal and kind of and can be like really tough and vicious, and then like super funny and suave at the same time.
Throw down. You're like, I can understand all these women wanting to swing out of this penis.
Totally.
To be honest with you. Like, the hairy chest is like so Sean Connery.
Yeah.
But then his suaveness and he's wearing a suit, I'm like, oh, it's kind of like Roger Moore.
Yeah.
His looks are on par with Roger Moore. It's not even better. I don't know.
Is Pierce Brosnan the best looking Bond so far? It's tough.
See, I'm a bit biased.
Yeah.
He's an Irish man.
He is.
I'm claiming him.
Yes.
I'm definitely claiming him.
Yeah, we're claiming him Irish. He's ours. But he's a handsome guy. And I don't know whether like Connery, he looks like a man, you know what I mean?
And I must say, I was talking about Timmy D. I was talking about Timothy Dalton, and I was like, you know what? No offense to him, because License to Kill I actually thought was a really good movie.
But I should say I watched License to Kill, loved it.
It's such a standalone Bond film in a way, because it kicks out all those formulas, all the templates that we've known. We're like, okay, we know it step by step where this goes. It's like, no, it's going to be a different.
Finally,
type of film.
does something new, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought that it's a movie I don't hear a lot about, like Timothy Dalton.
Me too.
Much like George Lazenby, always passed over, and I thoroughly enjoyed License to Kill.
But what I was trying to say though is Timothy Dalton, I don't think he's a beautiful man. I'm like, I think he's a handsome guy. Guy. I don't believe that he's super hot the way Pierce Brosnan is. Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. I don't understand why these women are throwing themselves at him, you know? I kind of got it with Roger Moore. Kind of got it with Sean Connery. Got it with George Lazenby.
Like Pierce Brosnan, I think he could fry an egg on his hairy chest. Like he's so hot. Like he's sizzling.
He is sizzling hot, and he is like from the second he comes on screen, he's so good. I don't think Bond's wit has ever been drier.
His quips made me laugh out loud, and I was constantly trying to foresee them, and I always got them wrong. It was always better than what I was thinking of. I'm like, oh shit, what's this going to be?
We should put a bit of structure to this and talk about Goldeneye.
We should talk. Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah, we should put a bit of structure just because we're bouncing around all over the place. We're excited as always.
We're very excited because Pierce Brosnan. I think we were pleasantly surprised at how much we enjoyed.
He was my first Bond, and again, people would always kind of sneer and be like, "Oh, you know, you only like him because he was the one when you were a kid."
And also, the last chapter does leave a sour taste in people's mouths. Yes. So sometimes, you know, you're only as good as your last hit.
Yeah, exactly.
You just revert back to
Die Another Day.
Die Another Day. Yeah, that's it. And you're like,
And I have strong memories of Die Another Day.
Me too. Yeah. And I know that's coming.
Me too. Yeah. Next week, it's The World Is Not Enough and Die Another Day. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, I'm going to want to watch Casino Royale to get Die Another Day out of my mouth.
Yeah, you really need to get that out of your head.
Going to get that taste out of my mouth. But listen,
Goldeneye
is, I think it's one of the best Bond movies.
Me too. The opening scene
is so good.
One of the coolest stunts. I know it's not necessarily a stunt, but when he goes off the cliff on the motorcycle to catch the plane that's descending.
God. So cool.
And one of my favorite things about that scene, and I was saying it to you, is how is it Russians? It's usually Russians.
It's in the USSR, so it's Russians.
And the general kind of stops people from shooting him in the back because he's like, he's going off a cliff on a motorcycle.
Are you guys fucking wasting ammo?
Let him do what he's doing.
Yeah, let him do what he's doing.
It's like, oh, don't you underestimate Pierce Brosnan.
How dare you underestimate Pierce Brosnan?
I want to say Pierce Brosnan rather than Bond because he's like, fuck, it's Pierce Brosnan. And by the way, the minute he's on your screen, you're like, he's Bond.
Yeah, he is Bond.
There's no doubt. You know the way Timothy Dalton, it took me a few minutes. Where I'm like, who's this guy who's handsome but not too handsome?
Yeah, who's this guy who's kind of, you know, he's very aggressive talking about everything, but like, is he Bond yet? And he is Bond, especially in License to Kill. He's a Bond, you know, I totally see that. But Pierce Brosnan, he says one line in this movie and you're like, oh, there's James Bond. But what won me over was it's in the opening scene and he's setting a bomb and the general's like, come out with your hands up, and he goes, oh, how original. And it's like the driest line I've ever heard, and I was like, there he is. That's
there
Bond.
He is. Sean Bean's in it as well.
Sean Bean's in it.
I'm a big fan of Sean Bean.
For England James.
For England James. Oh, it's so good.
I love their like where they're doing the pub thing and Sean Bean's like, James, looks like the pub's closing. He's like, oh no, it's last call in the bar, and he's like, buy me a pint.
Buy me a pint.
Setting it.
And then when the bad guys burst through the door, he's like, close the door, there's a draft or something like that.
And then he's like, Alec. And I also love that it's like he sees him get captured and then he gets shot and then he runs back and he just puts the timer down immediately. It's like, that's such a good Bond moment. You know what I mean?
Also, I'm like, you know, I feel like he's saying, if I don't make it out of here, I don't care. I'm taking these fools down with me.
I'm making sure this place goes up, you know? Very Bond attitude.
Talking about the opening scene, how good is the camera work when it goes up that dam?
Oh my
and like,
God.
When, is it not stopping? It's going. That's how women look at his penis when it's erect. So, oh my God, it just keeps going.
Keep going.
I think that's the... I want to say the highest bungee jump ever filmed. That's what they're saying. In film history, I'm sure there's probably someone's done it with a GoPro or something like that that's higher. But that's supposed to be the highest bungee jump ever on film for a movie.
I'm not surprised. Like, and the thing is, in a previous Bond movie, a stunt like that would come at the end of a big chase scene. But in this one, it's literally just how they open the movie.
It's how they open it.
And he just does it on a whim. And almost when you get into the movie, you feel like, because Sean Bean's character, Alec, sneaks in.
Yeah, he's already inside.
He's already inside, and you feel like he was like, I bet you won't jump off the dam. And James Bond was like, I'll jump off the dam.
I'll fucking jump off the dam.
I'll jump off the dam.
I'll drive off a cliff.
You can sneak in the boring way. I'll jump off the dam. And Sean Bean was like, you're not going to do that. And he's like, fucking watch me, bro.
If GoPros had existed at the time, Bond would be definitely live streaming to M.
Live streaming to M, yeah.
Actually, moving on to M. Judi Dench. Oh my God! So Bernard Lee isn't that the M?
He was the original M.
He was just absolute perfection.
On point.
Judi Dench fills those boots or those suits or
whatever.
I don't know, those
whatever
she's
wearing. I don't know what her outfit is very strange. She's kind of dressed like Blofeld.
Kind of, yeah. She has the very 90s professional woman look about her.
Yeah, she does. She looks like a woman who takes no shit and has a family at home and also works. And
I can see her with a briefcase.
Yeah, yes. A very nice briefcase.
I don't have a purse, I've got a briefcase.
Yeah, exactly. No, but the respect is back between Bond and Elm. And even, like, it's a begrudging respect.
The self-awareness.
Yeah.
She calls him a misogynistic dinosaur.
Which he is.
And I was like, whew, not pulling your punches.
And she's also like, if you think I'm an analyst who's afraid to send a man to your death, you're dead wrong.
Something like a glorified accountant or something like that. And he kind of agrees, like, I do think you're that.
Yeah.
And then, but they kind of have, like, you're good at your job, and you're good at your job.
Yeah, exactly.
We're both good at our job. Yeah. Let's just fucking get through this.
I respect how good at your job you are, but I don't like the way you go about it.
You misogynistic dinosaur, I respect you. You're good at your job.
And we have a new Moneypenny. And
who is playing hardball?
The hard balls. The two of them.
Giving him blue balls.
Yeah, the two of them, honestly, like, they're in an elevator together, and oh my God, like, she's waiting for him to make the first move. He's waiting for her to make the first move.
You could climb on the sexual tension.
Oh,
you could
it's
actually,
so
like,
good.
It's so good, and it's so believable.
Yeah, it
she
really
actually
is.
says, I could have you for sexual harassment.
She's like, careful, James, I'll have you down for sexual harassment. And he goes, and what does that entail? And she says, it means you may have to make good on your innuendos. And it's like, oh, damn.
Fuck already.
That's the thing, though, when she's like, in a modern movie, you wouldn't see this. This would be considered an unhealthy work relationship. But in this one, you're like, the two of them are so into this.
But they're equals when it comes to it as well. They're throwing quips at each other.
So that was the problem with the Timothy Dalton one, where I was like, Moneypenny was fawning over Bond.
Oh, big time. She looks so thirsty. You're like, relax, honey.
Yeah, take
it
easy.
Because you're never getting it.
Yeah.
You're never getting it.
This Moneypenny, there's almost like, I mean, if you want to go down, well, you got to go down, but you got to make the first move.
Yeah, and everyone's too proud. Too proud. That's the exact word. I'm way too proud for that.
Yeah, and Bond is like, I'm going to wear you down to make you make the first move.
And she's kind of thinking the
same thing.
You're watching going, oh my God, the world may implode if they actually have sex.
Oh, yeah, the tension is through the roof.
The sexual energy could, like, power a town, I'd say.
It really could. We should talk about, like, I mean, Sean Bean is a great villain, but Famke Janssen steals the show in every scene she's in.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Talk about sexual energy.
Zelenya?
She's shooting people and orgasming at the same time, and I'm like, I'm so into this.
On a top.
Xenia on a top.
Zelenya. On a top.
Xenia.
Is it Xenia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually sure of that.
Okay. How many times did you watch the scene when they're in it together?
She's the woman who, like, cracks nuts with her legs.
Yeah, she does.
She kills people.
And not walnuts, coconuts.
Oh, fuck yes. Yeah. Watermelons.
She crushes men between her thighs, and frankly, I've never seen a man look happier.
She turns stone to sand.
Yeah, she does. And, like, Bond is almost scared of her. Like, having sex with her, Bond is almost scared of that fact. And I don't think I've ever seen Bond like that. But
at the same time, I mean, what a way to go.
What a way to go.
I would gladly die between those legs. Honestly, she kills, like, some Russian general, and he's dead with a smile on his face. He's so happy.
His eyes are bulging out. Quentin Tarantino, by the way.
But he's got the Joker smile. He's like, ah.
It's like in Futurama, where they go to the Amazonian land. It's like, how did the last men die? Crushed pelvises. And then they're all
sitting
there with smiles on their face, and the skeletons. Yeah.
Oh, the BMW makes its first appearance.
Well, the
as DB5
a Bond car. Is back as well.
It is back, and it's kind of cool how that's like his casual car.
That's what Bond drives around just normally.
Yeah, his leisure car.
Love it.
And then we've got the BMW, and what's cool about this movie is the BMW is actually a sports car.
Yeah.
So it looks cool.
Yeah.
Where the next movie, he's driving like a family station wagon.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I feel like the BMW...
He's a bit of a soccer mom.
Yeah, BMW needed to up the sales of that car or something, so they had Bond drive it.
But they do some cool things with that car.
They do. But, yeah, I mean, this is just a great movie. Like, we should shout out, what's the name of the
Russian woman?
The Russian woman.
Is that who you're thinking of?
Yes, it is who I'm thinking of.
It's,
Natalia. Isabella Scorupco as Natalia. She is an equal to Bond.
Great Bond girl.
She's so good.
Really good. You can kind of see the modern times making an impact because we were saying this, like some of the real earlier Bond films, even like Russian agents that are supposed to be like a top-rated agent, will get in the way of Bond while trying to help Bond, and then Bond has to save her.
Yeah,
he has to save the day, and now she tries to help, makes it even more difficult, and he has to save her too. Where in this, even the last movie as well, License to Kill, the Bond girls are starting to actually make an impact and help him.
Yeah.
Not just be a hindrance.
Which is great. And she is like, she's such a good equal for Pierce Brosnan. They've great chemistry. And they do this great thing in this movie where, again, they call out the Bond girl trope. Alec Trevelyan, Sean Bean, he like 006, not 007.
006. Of course he's not. He's almost there, but not there.
He's like, me and James shared everything, and he steals a kiss from her, basically. And then when he runs into James Bond, he's like, she tastes like strawberries, James, but you would already know that, wouldn't you? And he's holding a gun. He's like, I actually haven't.
Yeah,
I actually don't know.
Not yet, though. It's on my to-do list. Yeah. Trust me, it's on my to-do list.
Not yet, Alec. But don't you
worry. It's on my calendar.
It's coming down the line.
It's coming down the line. And I'll be coming down her line.
Yeah, and you...
Sorry, that was too easy. That was too easy.
Yes, he
will.
Her
back doors are going to be wrecked.
Hell, yeah.
Honestly, though, she has a great presence.
She does.
I know this sounds misogynistic, but the earlier films, it's just tits and ass. Like, and some of them are even just models who can't act. And I don't even mean to be mean, but I mean, not that they have anything of substance to go with as well, but they're just like, oh, James, and that's about it. That's about your extent of your character.
That's your dialogue. That's your character.
There's no character arc. There's no development. And they're literally just tits and ass. Like, here's a woman that looks really sexy, and she's going to be sexy around Bond.
TNA.
And he's going to save her.
Yeah.
You know?
That's that.
Where these women now are super foxy, but are also kicking ass.
Yeah.
And kind of make Bond work for it. Like, she makes Bond work for it.
She does. She makes him work for it.
But you know he's getting it.
You know
he's getting
it, but he works for it.
There's no doubt, and he knows he's getting it too.
He knows he's getting it too. You know he's getting it. We all know he's getting it.
She's gonna ride the magic carpet, which is his chest, his hairy chest,
his beautiful hairy chest. But we also have Joe Don Baker as Jack Wade, kind of the new Felix type, and he's a bit more. Whereas Felix was kind of a partner to Bond, like they were kind of similar interests. Jack Wade is like comes from some other. He's like a southern guy, comes from some backwoods nowhere. He's dressing weird, and Bond is there in a suit.
Yeah, he looks like Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. It looks like he hasn't been on a field mission in 50 years.
He's comedic relief. He's the comic relief of the movie, and I actually really like him in it.
Me too.
He's Felix, though. Like, I know he's not like Felix, but he is Felix. He's the CIA. He's American. Come on.
He's the Pierce Brosnan Felix.
Yeah, exactly.
And even at the beginning, like when we meet him in Goldeneye, he's like, fuck your secret codes.
He's just so lazy.
You're going around with your stupid secret codes. I'm not doing that. And Bond literally puts a gun to his neck and is like, what is the code? And he rattles it off.
But what I like about that is he's like, what is the code? And then afterwards he's like, you all right.
Right.
That's the way he bonded.
Yeah, he was like, well, you actually did check the code. I respect you for that.
I didn't really want to say it. I just wanted to go get a kebab. But at the same time, I respect you.
I respect you for doing your job right, you know? Yeah, I also want to... What's his name?
Who?
Plays Boris. Can't think of his name.
I don't know. Let me see.
Alan Cummings, plays Boris. I am invincible!
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. He's so creepy. I actually love him in it.
Oh, it's great. And the pen clicking scene.
He is a computer hacker. If you just picture a computer hacker that's drinking Red Bull and just typing on his keyboard, it's that guy.
Hey, do you remember what hacking was like in the 90s?
Where you can get into anything?
I'm in.
Yeah, exactly.
Happens
all.
Pentagon. Just hacked the Pentagon. No issues there.
No big deal.
Yeah. He's great in it. There's so many memorable people.
The movie is so fun. It really is. Desmond Llewellyn as Q is starting to look granddadish.
Yeah.
He's been old for like 30 years though.
He has, but now it's like when Stan Lee. It's like Stan Lee's always been old, but then you saw him and he's like, oh, he's very old now.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
The torch is about to be passed.
Yeah, exactly.
You get that feeling already.
You get it more in Tomorrow Never Dies, but he's still holding his own. He's still
he's great. He's great in it. Yeah. And Pierce Brosnan and him. I think this just shows how good Desmond Llewellyn is as Q, because he has great interactions with anybody who plays Bond.
No matter what.
He has such a chemistry with anyone.
Yeah.
It's always the same. Bond's just fidgeting around there, killing people. Isn't it where he picks up the role?
Yeah.
I think that's where he picks up his role. He's like, oh, what's this Q? He's like, hands off that Bond. That's my lunch.
That's my lunch.
I love
Samantha Bond is Moneypenny. I just want to shout that out there.
Samantha Bond. So it was written in the stars. Like, look at that.
Stars, yeah. And Tanner, Bill Tanner, M's chief of staff. He's pretty cool as well.
It's a great movie, and I think we should jump on to Tomorrow Never Dies.
We should, but there's one thing I'm just gonna say it.
You say it.
I'm just gonna say it, and then we'll leave it at that. The tank scene.
Oh my god, the tank scene.
The tank scene. We didn't even talk about it.
The tank scene is one of the most iconic chases and just action scenes in general for a Bond movie.
It's
the
amazing.
whole Bond saga.
Yeah, it is worth the price of admission watching that tank scene.
It's funny that you bring that up because when I think of Goldeneye, all I see is him fixing his tie.
Yeah,
fixing his tie in the tank. He looks so suave. He gets through all the tiny little alleyways and all, just fucking brute force. I love it.
It's so good. I will say, if we're going to criticize Goldeneye, the music is not up to snuff. It is very, very bad. It sounds like a video game soundtrack.
Fisher-Price synthesizer. Yeah, like, what are you doing?
The Tina Turner opening song written by U2 is very good.
Yeah.
But we
get an Irish Bond and we get an Irish team tune.
Yeah. But the actual score is not great.
It's dog shit.
But they learn their lesson in Tomorrow Never Dies, so we can move on to that now.
Yeah, boy.
Tomorrow Never Dies. This I thought was going to be worse, and it actually surprised me. I enjoyed it a lot.
I was not looking forward to this movie. I was just, do you know what? It was because Goldeneye is so good that I was like, oh shit, now here's when we do a few steps down. But I think it's just a small step down.
That's the thing,
which is okay with me.
True. That, like, with the original James Bonds and Sean Connery's, I knew, like, a lot of these are going to be good. With the Roger Moores, I knew there was a few misses in there, but there were meant to be a few good ones. I knew On Her Majesty's Secret Service, that was good. Knew that. Timothy Dalton ones had no real idea about.
Yeah, me too. I went into them completely dark.
And 50% of them were good, so that was fine by me. Of two. And with Pierce Brosnan's, all I knew was great finish, steadily gets worse.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
What I knew.
Do you know? I knew the start and I knew the end.
Great start, steadily gets worse.
I knew the start and I knew the end, and they were so far. They're on the two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah,
great and terrible.
And Daniel Craig, I know every second one is good.
Oh yeah, kind. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Yeah. But I was pleasantly surprised. Now maybe it's because my expectations were low, because that always helps with a movie when I go in going, this is going to be such labor, and then I go, okay,
I will say the action scenes are to be commended in this. They're really good. Pierce Brosnan is the coolest Bond when he's shooting. Whenever he is shooting, he looks so cool.
Because he aims.
He actually aims.
And you know what? He makes aiming cool, because I know when you think of Bond, you're like, aiming's not cool. Bond aims with his hips because his hips have laser, like surgical precision.
I never miss.
Exactly.
Yeah, he never misses from his hips. But now Pierce Brosnan, he has the straight. He's actually aiming like a professional. But also when he fires a machine gun, he can do it like one-handed and looking back there.
Yeah, boy, you're like, hello.
There's this bit in Tomorrow Never Dies where someone's sneaking up behind him and he just whips around and shoots and he just kills the guy instantly, and he turns around. Sorry, were you saying something? I was distracted. And it's like, oh yes,
my God,
so good.
Pants are coming down.
But I will say the fist fights in this are a weak point.
Probably because it's Pierce Brosnan.
It's definitely Pierce Brosnan doing it, and he is giving it his best, but it's just, if it was cut a little better, or maybe we had a fight choreographer, like if we had a modern day fight choreographer come in, we could solve it. Like,
yeah, I do think a stuntman would probably do it a bit better. Yeah. Now, I do enjoy when you're like, hey, that's the actor doing it.
Exactly.
That happens very little these days, and that's why action scenes look a bit better.
We've said before on this podcast, we always give props to actors who are actually doing it, because like, it's they are actually in the fights, and when they pull it off, it looks great.
Exactly, because when you see that it's clearly not them, it takes you out of the moment, and you're like, oh yeah, I was reminded I'm watching some fiction. I'm watching a movie, but, and I hate that feeling, but at the same time, it does help. But that's why I think all the superhero films is so much easier to do, because a lot of them are wearing masks.
Exactly, so just CGI that shit out.
You want to do Daredevil TV series? Guy's got the black mask over half of his face.
Oh man, you could be anyone in there.
Give it a little bit of distance.
Yeah.
And if it's a body type that's similar, you're like, okay, that's Charlie Cox, whatever.
Same time when Charlie Cox is doing the uncut scenes that don't cut, and he's like beating up people, I'm incredibly impressed by that as well.
Yeah.
Also, in Tomorrow Never Dies, every chase scene, sneaking scene, and like vehicle scene is great. All the action is good. And
Michelle
Yeoh is great.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
There is the sexiest motorcycle scene I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I got a little excited. I'm not going to lie.
At one stage...
There was a party in my pants for a minute.
At one stage, I feel like Pierce Brosnan wasn't acting because Michelle Yeoh turns around and just starts straddling him, and just this smile comes over Bond's face.
Did she say, don't get any ideas?
She says, don't get any ideas.
I'm like, you're surely...
And he's
you got a poker right in your fucking hip
like,
there.
Wouldn't dream of it, but he's just sitting there smiling to himself. Oh.
I'd like to think he was fully erect.
Me too. And then they have a sexy shower scene later, and Pierce Brosnan looks good.
He looks really... Man, he's got a chest. He's got a Bond chest.
Like, at a time when movie stars weren't like, you gotta be in great shape, he's in really good shape.
He's in really good shape, but yet not like movie star shape today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, okay. Yeah. He looks like, Sean Connery when he gave a shit.
Yeah.
When Sean Connery showed up and he gave a shit the first few movies, you're like, okay. Yeah. Okay, he looks like Bond. He looks like he can throw down.
Exactly. That's what he looks like. And, I respect him for it. Also, he gets some genuine laughs out of me. Not with his lines, and even with just some of his acting. Like, at one stage, he puts his hand in the fire thing, and it just, like, he's such a great reaction. Shocked, yeah. And they do the strong female lead in this really well. Like, Michelle Yeoh holds her own. And
my God, there's a great scene where she's fighting all these guys, and she's using all this skill and technique.
And it's such a like kung fu movie action scene as well.
Of course, and then Asian actor in a big action movie, she's got to throw down with some kung fu.
And then Bond is out tricking people and taking them down with one punch. And it's like, it's great.
Bond's kind of lazy way of doing it, but like he's getting the job done.
Yeah, it's nice to see the different styles done in a respectful way. You know what I mean?
I must say this film is deep in my childhood memories because of the BMW
the remote
scene.
Control car.
The remote control where he's controlling it with the phone. I remember as a kid going, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Now, it's the most uncoolest Bond car we've ever seen. It looks like Bond's about to drop off the kids to school.
It does, but it is a very cool scene, and it would always annoy me when he wrecked it at the end as a kid, because I was like, that car's so cool, why would you wreck it? And then now watching the movie and understanding, I'm like,
the joke right at the end where it goes into a rental car
it goes
shop,
into the same rental car shop that Q was pretending to be a part of earlier in the movie.
So good. I remember as a kid even thinking, oh my God, he is so good. Like, I can't separate fiction from reality, so I'm just like, oh my God, Pierce Brosnan is so... I wouldn't even call him that. I'd be like, James Bond is so good with remote control cars. I was like, whoa. Because if you look at the touchpad, even think back then, how...
awkward.
How far from sensitive those pads would be as well.
Q,
like it would jump.
Do you remember Q? He was even like, it's a bit finicky. And James Bond, let's see how it responds to my stuff.
First time using it. Nearly kills them.
Yeah, exactly. James Bond, fingering master, totally nails it.
Man, those fingers, they've been places. They've done things.
They've been to many different places.
They've strummed many guitars.
They certainly have, and he's tuned those guitars to a T.
Yeah, exactly.
What was I going to say? Even when he's doing that, Pierce Brosnan is laughing and smiling and having a good time, and then he goes back to serious as well. And it's such a good moment.
When he has some fun, you're like, that's what I want to see. That's exactly what I want to see.
He totally gets that Bond lives this lifestyle because he's basically knows he can die at any second.
Lives on the edge,
and I love it. I will say Jonathan Pryce, despite the plot being a bit mad and nonsensical, Jonathan Pryce is a good campy villain.
He really embraces the campiness of being a villain, but at the same time, the general plot is that he sells newspapers and just news around the world. I guess he runs a media empire.
Yeah.
And he wants to start World War III.
But he runs like a spin media empire. And he also seems to have blackmail on everyone. But he tries to start World War III with a stealth ship in order to get a tower in China so he will control all the news.
He's creating news. He's creating news so he can sell news. Yeah. Essentially.
He's planning on detonating because no news sells like bad news. He says that at one stage.
No news sells like bad news. Exactly. Yeah. And that's... it's a bit weird when you're like, okay, he's starting World War III to sell some newspapers.
He wants to detonate a nuke in China's... like the government center of China, where his compatriot, who we see the back of in one scene in the movie, is going to sweep in, take over, and then give him control of the media.
What?
It's...
When I watched it, I was like, oh, this is Nightcrawler, Jake Gyllenhaal's Nightcrawler on steroids. It's like he's creating the news. But when I was watching it, I was just like, okay, so he wants to make China and America have a World War III.
And Britain, not America.
And Britain as well.
No, Britain. It's China. He sinks a British sub.
Oh, it's yeah. just so he can sell some newspapers. I'm like, what's going on here? He's like, this is a bit far-fetched.
By the way, there's a young Jerry Butler somewhere out there. See if you can spot him.
It's a good catch. It's a good one by you.
Yeah.
The guy, also Jonathan Pryce being the bad guy.
Yeah.
I hate his typing on a keyboard.
It's early. It's again 90s typing.
And he types a novel and he's like, Bond murdered tomorrow. You're like, what are you doing?
Doesn't he know Tomorrow Never Dies?
And he's not even looking at the keyboard. It's just it's a bit farcical, but at the same time, I like that he leans into the campiness and he just enjoys himself.
And they've a good goon in this with what's his name?
The big German-looking dude.
Yeah. Scroll down a bit. It'll be there. Oh, what's his name? Cutter? Is it Cutter? No. What's his name? Oh, come on. Where is it? What the fuck? Where is he?
Richard Stamper.
Stamper, that's it, yeah.
It's the henchman.
Yeah, Jonathan Pryce is Carver and Richard Stamper is a henchman, and he is pretty cool. And then they have Dr. What is it, Dr.?
Is it Dr. Kaufman? Is that
Dr. Kaufman as well.
Oh, he is excellent.
As a professional assassin.
And when I watched that scene where he's like, oh, hello, Mr. Bond.
Yeah.
He's like the most campiest.
Yeah.
He looks like the kind of hitman that gets a manicure before he kills people. You know what I mean? He's got his toenails painted.
Yeah.
And it just reminded me of almost like the Sean Connery era. But it works because it's so funny and farcical. But at the same time, I'm like, this so works.
But I really like it because he's doing a Sean Connery shtick, and Pierce Brosnan is having none of it. Like he's sitting there furious.
But he just killed Terry Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher, who Pierce Brosnan was in love with, like James Bond was in love with before he became a secret agent. Basically,
so the main bad guy.
Yeah.
His wife. Bond already fucked.
Damn.
And then fucks her again.
Yeah, of course he did.
And then she dies.
There's a very sexy scene where Pierce Brosnan is sitting in the chair. He has the holster. He's the gun in one hand, and he's just drinking shots of vodka. And he just has his shirt open. And it's like, damn, this guy looks good.
There's a poster right there.
But yeah,
there's July on a calendar right there.
But yeah, it's really good because Dr. Kaufman is doing this kind of Bond early villain shtick.
It's so
and
it can't be up to 11.
Up to 11, and it's great because Pierce Brosnan is sitting there, and it's just murderous intent in his eyes.
Oh, he's fuming.
It's not going to look like a suicide if you shoot me from over there, and you're like, he just wants to get him close. And then,
but doesn't he even say, I could shoot you from like a mile away and still make it look like a suicide?
Yeah, it says, I'm an expert marksman. I could shoot you from wherever.
This guy looks like he's so far from a physical specimen.
He's so distinctive as well. Like, this guy would only kill someone by shooting them. You know what I mean? Or if they're tied up. That's how he gets
exactly,
them.
Yeah.
But and then Bond gets the upper hand on him, and he's pointing the gun, and he's like, you can't kill me. I'm only doing a job. I'm a professional. And he's like, so am I.
Bam! Bam!
Love it.
I kind of wanted him to torture him a bit more. Me too. But fuck it, he's a professional.
Yeah, it would be nice in this movie as well if you could get some modern, like a bit more blood and a bit more wounds and everything.
Because the violence looks like it's aiming for that.
Yeah. The people are getting hit enough to draw some blood, and
a lot of people are getting shot from close proximity as well.
Yeah.
Like that. You're like, come on, give me a little bit.
You want to see a bit of spray, like even if when Bond shoots him in the head, if a bit of blood like splashed up on his face or something like that.
Yeah, just like what's the Christopher Walken one with Roger Moore?
A View to a Kill.
A View to a Kill. That's when you kind of turn up the violence. You're like, oh, I'm watching an adult Bond movie now.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it, even though Roger Moore wasn't. I'm okay with it.
But the Pierce Brosnan ones have found a good blend between the Sean Connery early ones and then the Roger Moore campy ones, and then making it more modern and adaptable.
It's got a bit of the touch of Timothy Dalton at times as well.
It does. We should commend Tomorrow Never Dies. We should commend them specifically because finally a Bond movie is less than 2 hours long.
1 hour 59 minutes.
1 hour 59 minutes.
I was like, whoo! It's been around 5 movies.
And you know what? I thoroughly enjoyed that movie more because it was less than 2 hours.
No lull in the action.
No lull
whatsoever. Yeah. It's just consistent. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. The way a Bond movie should be.
I know. And like,
guys, you don't need to make it 2 hours and 10 minutes long.
You're watching it and it's like there's a few scenes where it's like maybe I cut a bit off this, but all in all, it's pretty solid. Whereas when you go back and you watch, I don't fucking know, Octopussy, and you're sitting there and you're like,
I almost feel like they made a 2-hour cut and they're like, it has to be 2 hours and 10 minutes long, guys. And I was like, okay, well, I've got some scenes I can extend.
Yeah.
I got many scenes I could extend.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? It doesn't need to be 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's weird how it's so consistent for nearly 5 movies in a row. You're like, what are they doing? And that's the first thing I check now.
Yeah.
Because of Roger Moore's Bonds. It's actually the first thing I check. I go to the display and go, how long is this? Okay, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes long. Because it was always going to be 2 hours and 10 minutes long.
I rejoice. Whenever I see that, I'm like, yes!
An hour and 59 minutes. Or is it 58? 58 or 59?
58, 59. I'm not sure. I rented it.
Either way, I was so pleased.
Yeah, I was very pleased, and it really put me in a good mood to watch it as well.
And the pace of the movie is actually so good.
It is.
That it would actually get away with a few more minutes extra. Not that I need them.
No.
I don't need them.
You don't need them.
But I'm just saying that's the more... I don't know, it would get away with a bit longer.
Goldeneye is like action. It's non-stop. Tomorrow Never Dies is a bit of a slower pace, but it's still very enjoyable.
Yeah,
Loved it.
Big time.
We should move on because we've
really
been talking about these for ages. We are back seamlessly.
Hey-o!
Let's move on to news. Just say... Loving Pierce Brosnan so far.
We're going to watch the last two of his run now. We're going to watch The World Is Not Enough. Fingers crossed it's okay.
I hope it's
fingers
okay.
Because I can't remember really.
No, and I know the last one is bad, so hopefully it's okay.
And then the last one is
Die Another Day.
Yeah,
and then the week after, it'll be Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace.
Ooh,
and then the week
at my lips for them.
Week after that, it will be Skyfall Inspector.
And then we're going to do an epic James Bond finale.
Yeah, we're going to release it the day that
it's going to be titled No Time to Die.
No Time to Die, and it'll be a roundup. It's going to be a very special event.
Since we can't celebrate Bond worldwide with the actual movie, we're going to celebrate it our own little way.
Should we do it in suits?
I don't have a black suit, I'm going to say.
I have a blue suit.
I've got a blue suit as well.
Oh, we can't both have blue suits.
Well, mine's checkered.
Yours checkered. Okay, mine's not.
Can we do that?
Yeah, I think we should do it in suits.
I'm okay for that then.
I have a three-piece as well.
I might even work out beforehand.
I will definitely. If when's that? April 10th? That's
April
coming
10th.
Out? I'm going to work the fuck out until
at least once beforehand.
Because I will not fit in my suit. It's from my Debs, which was
you better suck it in.
5 years ago. Oh, man, I am not the boy who was there 5 years ago.
Get some Spanx, is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's a girdle.
A girdle. Yeah. Whatever floats your boat, man.
Yeah, I ate the boy who got in that suit 5 years ago. Yeah. Anyway, Disney Plus is being released 24th of March.
For anyone who's American listening to this, which is most of our listeners, you're laughing right now going, what?
You've been living a life of luxury. Well, I'm here to say us plebs are getting it too.
And finally we get to watch The Mandalorian.
Finally.
What's that all about?
I have no idea, but all I hope is that no Yoda... Because I don't like that character.
I hate Yoda. I don't want to see Yoda.
I hope his suit design doesn't change because I really like the color scheme, and I wouldn't want anything to happen with that.
Of course, Taika Waititi is going to be in every episode.
For every episode.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that.
I am looking forward to that. I know you're one. We always forget her name.
We do.
The MMA girl.
Oh my god! And damn it.
We had this before.
We had it before. It's every.
She's going to be in every episode. I know she's in every episode.
She is going to be in every episode.
Nick Nolte's going to be in every episode. The character that
playing a little Ugnaught guy. Yeah. Funny enough, I know her name. It's Cara Dune. That's her character's name. And
my god!
I can't think of the actress's name.
I won't look it up. But we just move along.
We'll move along.
It's going to kill me,
and it'll come back later. We're going to end this episode by screaming her name into the camera. So yeah, that's coming out, and we just got some good news that for season 2 of The Mandalorian is going to feature Ahsoka Tano, played by Rosario Dawson.
I love Rosario Dawson. I really do.
Dawson is amazing, and Ahsoka Tano is an amazing character from the Clone Wars. If we had more time, I might get into that, but suffice it to say, this is very exciting news.
I'm very uneducated when it comes to the world and Clone Wars, and I'm looking forward to actually getting deep into it once we get Disney Plus.
It's some seriously exciting news.
It's next week that we actually have Disney Plus.
We are going to come in and we're going to have like bigger beards, and we're just going to have been watching Disney things and everything.
I'm okay with self-isolation for 2 weeks,
totally.
Like if we get Disney Plus.
I have the week off next week, so I will be
lucky boy.
I will be dipping my toe into that faux show. Black Widow has finally bit the bullet and pushed itself back.
It's been affected.
But in fairness, as you pointed out, which was very appropriate, it is the only Marvel movie that they don't need to release in sequence because
it's a prequel.
Exactly.
I never thought of that until only recently. I'm like, holy shit.
And you pointed it out to me, and I felt like a big dum-dum for not noticing that
They
before.
could do a Universal on it, what they did with Fast and Furious, and just push it back a year if they need to.
Totally. It can come out after Eternals.
It could, exactly, which is such a strange way of thinking, but
it's true.
It's the most, I guess it's not the most, it doesn't really matter in a way. Okay.
No.
Let me retract that one.
It matters, but
not to the timeline.
In terms of the new timeline, has no effect. As far as we know, maybe it's very important.
But I assume it's not detrimental to the likes of Eternals, which is also going to be a prequel, but then goes up to the modern day from what I heard.
Yeah,
it spans over like 10,000 years. They're saying
something strange like that. By the way, you should check out. I don't know if it's going up on our Instagram, but Ian made this great Black Widow comparison thing that we were looking at earlier.
I haven't posted it yet.
Yes, but it's a lot of fun. By the time
I'll post it on this episode because we're talking about it right now.
Yeah, you'll see it. But it's basically a comparison between the Winter Soldier poster and the Black Widow poster.
In other words, when Scarlett Johansson's not a producer, and when Scarlett Johansson is a producer, one is fiction, and one is
slightly less fictional.
I would like to think it's reality to an extent.
One of them is when you leave high school and you did cheerleading. The other one is when you got to college and dipped into MMA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Her waist is like non-existent and her arms are nearly touching. Her ankles are so long.
Yeah. One of them we have ordered online and is arriving soon.
Oh yeah, please, like a Whitney Cummings robot. You know?
The other one, I'm going to have to buy dinner, take her to a nice date, treat her like a real human being.
Yeah. Which who has time for that?
Who has time for that?
Ask my girlfriend. I don't have time for that.
Anyway, that is what the story. So now we're going to get on to the news that we promised you.
Oh, I'm so excited. He's back.
Standing ovation for Ben Affleck. If I stand, I'm going to go... Oh, no, I'm still in the camera.
Yeah. He is hunk of the year. We're going to give him hunk
Ben Affleck,
of the year.
You are hunk of the year. I don't know if any of you who are here watched our first few episodes, but we may or may not have made light of Ben Affleck.
We may have given him a bit of a hard time.
We may have given him a hard time.
We may have called him Batman. We may have called him Fat Man. We may have called him Tat Man.
We may have called him many things. But look.
King of the Ink Stink.
That is all in the past, Ben.
Oh, he has returned and he's a man on fire.
I want you all to sit down if you're not for this. If you're driving, pull over.
Because you're going to crash that car.
You're going to crash that car. Ben Affleck is dating Ana de Armas.
Hunk alert.
What?
The way back? He's living the way back.
What? We
propose. Fucking lock that shit down quickly.
Down. And listen, I know what you're all saying.
Who is Ana de Armas?
Speculation. Who is Ana de Armas?
She is the beautiful, so cute, so elegant.
Knives Out star. She's going to be a Bond girl in No Time to Die.
Yeah, I think that's where her career... I know her career is existent, but...
It's on the up and up.
It's going to take off.
She was Blade Runner.
That's where I was introduced to her. She is the AI, the sexiest AI you've ever seen, and she's also kind of flirting with more AI in a way.
AI, you know? And Ryan Gosling is making out with her, and you're like...
Hologram girlfriend.
I'm totally behind this.
She is... she's so beautiful in that.
And look...
She's so beautiful in
she's just
life.
A beautiful person. And she's... Ben Affleck has really turned things around. Listen, I know what you're saying. Surely this isn't true. You know, this is a strange pairing. You don't believe us.
I thought this too when you sent me it. This is Connor's Gossip Corner, and he sent me...
Ian will never let me do a Gossip Corner because it would last too long, but thankfully this news made the cut.
Oh my God, this made me smile so much.
So what you're saying, you're saying to yourself, oh, it's not true. Well, TMZ have the photos, and there is some definitive proof.
Oh, I did a dumpster dive. I had to investigate this, and I'm fully sure that he's hitting that.
I have scrolled through all 25 photos at least 100 times, and I have never been more sure that two people are dating in my life. They're walking the beach together. She is in this... I don't know what it is, but...
I don't know what it is, but it works.
It works. And
it works for me. It works for Ben.
And I tell you one thing. No bra under that.
It's a very personal photo shoot.
Ben
Affleck is just taking a lot of pictures of her. I'm sure he's sending them to Jennifer Garner going, fuck you, man.
He's sending them to Matt Damon. He's like, hey, how's your marriage? Anyway, just listen, could you look over these photos of my girlfriend and tell me which ones are good?
You know, when you have a midlife crisis, some men get motorcycles. Ben Affleck
got Ana de Armas.
Oh my god.
Listen, Ben.
He's never looked better than her next to him.
No, yeah. And you know what? He's looking well. He's lost a bit of muscle mass, we will say. We noticed that, Ben.
He's got a bit of the old chicken legs going on.
Yeah, your legs. You need to get back in.
He looks a bit hungry.
Yeah.
Which is strange.
Do some squats, Ben, but he's kept the broadness, you know?
Is he losing all the weight because he's losing all those fluids? He's getting so much cardio at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just going to pound town every night.
Hell yeah. I hope so.
I'd like to think so.
So, Ben, we have decided in an unprecedented move in Straight to Series history, you are hunk of the year.
You are hunk of the year. And by the way, I thought I'd never say this to Ben Affleck, but you need the carb load, man. You're losing mass.
You're losing mass, man.
You're fucking way too much.
Yeah, you gotta slow it down.
But at the same time, I totally understand and hit that while you can.
Bro, is your arm really sore? It looks it from all those high fives you've probably been getting.
Oh my god, yeah. He's got a broken wrist at the moment.
Listen, Ben, we salute you. If you ever want to come on the show and exclusively talk about your relationship with Ana de Armas,
we can talk about you. We cannot talk about your tattoo. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah, I can't believe.
I won't mention it once because all I want is photos and I want to sniff your hands.
Well, we may have had him on before, but now with that clip, there's no way we'll ever get him on this show.
I just want to sniff his hands and maybe lick them. Okay, what's wrong with that?
No, that's fine. Coronavirus, that's what's wrong. That's why it's not a good idea.
Man, I'll take that risk.
Yeah.
I fucking take that risk.
How did I know you'd say that? Anyway,
I'm okay with that.
Skunk of the week, we have said we're giving to coronavirus every week.
Are we
for
still
as long
give
as
it to
goes
coronavirus?
On. Is there any other skunks?
Can we give it to Vin Diesel?
Oh.
Can we fast forward and give it to Vin Diesel's album that he's currently working on?
Vin Diesel is working on an album. Apparently his kids think he's a very good singer, so he's decided to make an album.
Well, I make my friends laugh, so I'm going to be a worldwide comedian.
Yeah, me too. I do workouts sometimes, so I've decided to be a fitness blogger.
Yeah, I made my girlfriend come once, so I'm going to be a sex god.
Yeah, me too. I've seen a movie once, so I've decided to become a movie critic.
Yeah, I'm going to be...
But that's actually what's happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Vin Diesel is dropping an album. So, if there was any more reason to stay indoors, this is another one.
And by the way, he literally validated his reason for making...
Vindicated.
Oh, I should have stuck with that.
Vindicated.
He vindicated his choice to make an album. Like, you're not lying, because his children like his singing.
Totally. I mean, who wouldn't?
His children are 2 months old or something like that?
I don't know.
I know they're older than that, but still, clearly there's something wrong with them.
There is.
Also, he also dropped an amazing statement.
He did.
He said that Steven Spielberg is saying it's a crime to cinema that Vin Diesel hasn't got back behind the camera as a director.
Sure he did, Vin. Sure he said that.
I'm sure he said that. I'd love to see Mr. Spielberg, and he's got his newspaper and he's got his coffee, and his servant, because he's got many servants, just got blasted with coffee in the face.
Yeah.
Vinny said, what?
Yeah, they saw that in the news, and Steven Spielberg just that must be The Onion. What a joke exactly. Article.
We should also give him even more context. He added to this by saying that Steven Spielberg, what was it? He employed him as an actor on Saving Private Ryan to also get his insight to his directing style.
Yeah.
That would help him make that movie.
Of course.
Vin Diesel. Oh my God, you're just an endless supply of humor.
We'd like to not talk about you every week, Vin, but it just...
you just keep... There's a fat diesel.
There's a fat diesel.
There's a fat diesel.
There's a fat diesel for you there.
You knew that was coming.
Ding! Fat diesel there. But yeah, we're going to wrap up this episode of Straight to Series. Thank you very much for watching, listening, doing whatever medium you've come from.
Thanks to all our 1,000 followers.
Yes.
We've made it.
And honestly,
we're making calendars now.
Yeah.
We're gonna make some
We're
t-shirts.
Gonna ramp things up. Yeah, we're excited for the next 1,000.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do if we hit 10,000? What are we gonna do for it?
Topless episode.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what they want.
That is what they want.
That's what they want.
And that's plenty of years down the pipeline. So I got some time.
You got some time. You got some steroid time right there.
I got some steroid time, and that's what we're gonna end this podcast on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Gina Carano! Oh, well done, Gina Carano!
Wow.